Morning, folks. We're going to talk about something right now. I figure we're having an unusual heat wave here in Wisconsin in November. I mean, the kid's in the kiddie pool right now in the backyard with Mom, watching him. But it is warm. They're in the 70s. So I thought, let's get some TLC done on the cars. Now, I've been having an issue with Model X, and some of you might as well, where when you turn the wheel, it'll turn smooth, and all of a sudden it'll feel like power steering just went out, and then you turn it a little bit more and all of a sudden it's back again. So it'll go, stop, go. It'll go difficult, then easy, then difficult, then easy as you turn. It's usually about every 90 degrees. The main problem with it usually ends up being the universal joint, where the lower shaft universal joint, where the now there's two shafts. There's the upper shaft, which goes from the steering wheel through the firewall into the well, for sake of this video, we're just going to call it the engine compartment. Motor compartment. Yeah, that's better. That's more accurate. There is a motor up there on this vehicle. And then it goes to the lower shaft, which has another U-joint at the point where it connects to the power steering pump. Now, this shaft, we're going to go take a look at it right now, is very exposed to the elements and very poorly protected. Yes, I got jack and jack stands, and this is the only wheel that's off. So, let's see. Right there, dead center, right in the middle. You can even see the part number. This is an A, so this is one of the older versions. They currently have two versions right now, both Bs. But that is the universal joint on the lower shaft. Now let's zoom in a little bit. Now I already cleaned it. Now as you can see, let's back up again. Okay, I got the wheel off. That's right there. Getting new tires tomorrow. Tires are right there stacked up in the garage. As you can see, there's this whole section here where there is no wheel liner. And for the vehicles with air suspension, that's because there's going to be a lot of range of motion. I guess the Model S is pretty similar to, and this problem is universal. The universal joint problem is universal for both the S and the X. Not sure about the 3 and the Ys yet. So we look down there, so you can see this is wide open. In the wintertime, if you live in the snowbelt country, and it's also the snowbelt country areas that have the biggest problems with this, that salty slush gets thrown right in here as you're driving down the road. Look at all this rust. This is a 2016. Now, I already cleaned it out. I didn't even lubricate it yet, but I already cleaned it out, and this thing was completely caked. Let's put it this way. It was so bad, I didn't even realize there was a label still there. That's how much crap was caked all over this thing. And there was sand, dirt, grime. Even looked like there's some salt left over from last winter. And look how rusty. Now, those circles you see everywhere, right in the center there, that's the pivot point. Those circles everywhere are where it rotates on. And the problem is it binds up. So my solution, because this is not a cheap fix if you are out of warranty, like of course I am, and I'm also pretty much out of Tesla service credits, to get to this, to replace it, let me show you what you got to go through. Okay, I removed the frunk because I wanted to see if this would be something easy that I could potentially replace myself. On the Model S, I don't think it'd be as bad. But this is the Model X, under the hood in the Model X, with the biohazard filter removed. And of course, none of it was bolted down. Biohazard filter was flopping around, so was the ductwork, but that's a whole different story. There's the battery. Very easy to get to on this car. So, look down there. You can see... Can you see it? Focus, you... Right there, dead center. That is where it enters. It's a power steering pumps right there, power steering unit. Made in USA. All right. The shafts, I don't believe, are though. And that goes up, and you probably can't see it, but goes up there and back there. So to get to it, you got to take out the 12-volt battery. There's something behind there. It looks like the motor components are back there. This is not an easy item to get to. In fact, my car was in for a control arm, upper control arm on this driver's side as well last week, and they pretty much said if it still works acceptably, drive it, because that is not something you want to pay us to have to do. It is a long process. So, well, and he also said we've never heard of it failing where it's going to cause an accident. Well, my wife can no longer turn the steering wheel. But let's just go back here. And like I said, I've only cleaned it out so far. And even with the wheel off, and only one wheel on the ground, I could barely turn it before. Yes, power steering was on. Right now, power steering is active because I hit the brake before I started this video. And of course, I just turned on my heat. And just by cleaning it, look how easy it is to turn. It's as smooth as butter. But I am not going to leave it at just that. Now, I would have liked to paint it to rust proof. However, I decided against that because the paint can kind of act like a glue too, and that's the last thing I want to do is put something else on there that could potentially cause it to bind up again. What I am going to try and use, is there a manufacturer country? Made in, no, Model X left-hand drive. So, okay, what do I got here? I got, let's see, we've got some white lithium grease, and I have chain and cable lube with PTFE. It's just, it smells nice. First aid. It's generic, but it makes some good products. It's kind of like the Fuller Brush Man come door to door. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go long-lasting, heavy-duty lubricant, prevents rust and corrosion, water, that's the key word, water and heat resistant, or this nice chain, it's kind of thin though, chain and cable lube with, actually, you know what, good thing I found this can, because I got to lubricate the lawnmower, it's cables. Now this is designed for chains, like motorcycle chains, chains on your bicycle, clean, so it loosens dirt and corrosion, provides protective shield that rejects dirt, salt, and ice. I might just go with this. Provides a long-lasting protective coating that shields all metals from rust and corrosion. PTFE, and for those that are unaware, that is Teflon. Teflon's the trademarked name. PTFE is actually what Teflon is. Is a superior lubricant for practically anything that moves and gives better, longer lasting protection. Automotive, industrial, home, marine, electronics, and office used in well-ventilated area. Negative 65 to 475 degrees. I think I will go with this. Now to clean the U-joint there, bring it back there again. I know we're moving around a lot here. To clean that, I used a spray degreaser. Do not use anything with acetone. Acetone's bad for any rubbers or plastics. So I used a mild degreaser, spray degreaser. Do not use anything water-based either, or you're going to be spraying it and then blowing it out and waiting quite a while for it to dry, because you need it bone dry before you put the lubricant on. So let's go back in here again. Then I took that, went in there, went in there and I dumped about, I emptied my 21-gallon compressor 6 times, and I also rotated it, so turned it a bit, went back and forth, rotated it, cleaned it all out real nice. Make sure it's as dry as possible. So I'm going to put that, I think I'm going to try, I mean, if it doesn't last, I can always degrease it again and go with another product. Originally, I wanted to do something similar, and this is really what should have been done at that point. But we got the CV, constant velocity joint, that goes to the wheels. I wanted to do something similar to a CV boot. Oh, here, there's on the steering shaft there. There's a boot there. Something similar to that would have been excellent on that joint. Just not enough room to really get in there without disassembly, and if you go that route, you might as well get a brand new one and then come up with a different way to wrap it. Hey, flex tape or mighty putty. No, that might not mighty putty. Flex tape. You could wrap it, makes a waterproof permanent bond. But just too much to get to. If I'm going to go that route, then I'm going to just replace it with a brand new one and have it all done and ready to go. Now, why did this one fail and my Model S not? That's because I have an unlimited car wash pass. Touch-free car wash. It's just the cheap one. No frill car wash. I don't do the underbody or any of that. But it does do side spray. And I keep my Model S and now my Model X washed throughout the winter. I can get one wash a day every day of the month for $25 a month. Not bad. And I've had extremely little corrosion on my Model S. The Model X, the person I bought it from, I did get it used, did not keep it maintained very well, not very clean. Even when I got it, the hood latch was completely rusted shut. That was a project and a half to get that open, but now I got it. It's still pretty rusty. I did not replace it, but I did derust it quite a bit. And there's a lot of corrosion all over this thing, on aluminum parts, steel parts, everything. So now that I have it, all these little problems are starting to pop up, although I am keeping it considerably cleaner. So I probably won't have a repeat issue for a while on a lot of this stuff. But there you have it. I'm going to go with the PTFE chain lube. I will, of course, update you all in the description box if I end up changing to another product down the line. I like the white lithium grease because it's thicker and would probably cling on better, but because it's also thicker, it might not get in there to lubricate as well either. Whereas the chain lube is also designed for hitting the elements. It's for chains. Less likely to sling off. It's a little more fluidic, so it'll soak in between those joints a little better, and it's got the PTFE, which is basically Teflon, and I think that will do. I love PTFE for lubricant. It works really good, and being that it's thinner, it probably will not attract the road grime and grit as much. Like lithium grease would probably grab and hold the road grime and grit a little better. So that's it. My phone is now, storage is now full. There goes 256 gigs, and my battery is dead. So I'm going to put that on. Like I said, it's already running great. Don't forget to blow out and dry any cleaner that you use to clean off that universal joint before greasing it, or it'll all be for nothing.